So today was the day of the funeral of Charlie Kirk. Truly a tragic situation that honestly has changed America already and will continue to change America forever. Now, when George Floyd died, leftists took to the streets, burning down buildings, looting stores, vandalizing property, attacking police officers. Many people died. When Charlie Kirk died, the right was praying, mourning, and going to church. The two sides narrative is dead. And today I'm going to be covering how leftists responded to leftists killing Charlie Kirk by killing more people. So this is what the left has been doing over the last week, ever since Charlie Kirk was murdered by a radical leftist, despite the fact that everyone likes lying about it. Democrat pedophile George Zinn distracted law enforcement, falsely claiming to be Charlie's shooter, helping the assassin to get away. He was charged criminally. Bomb was planted on a Fox News vehicle by two Democrat voters, both named Ahmed, by the way. It's a coincidence, but they were both named Ahmed. Criminal and terrorism charges. Massive Charlie Kirk memorial is vandalized, destroyed in Arizona. Criminal charges. DNC super donor shoots up the ABC affiliate building in Sacramento. Criminal charges. We will be looking at that. That's a crazy story. Jimmy Kimmel show suspended for lying about left-wing terrorism. Thousands upon thousands of leftists losing their jobs for celebrating Kirk's death. Texas Tech student assaulted a Charlie Kirk supporter, expulsion and criminal charges. A Texas State student mocked Charlie's death and threatened TPUSA students. He got expelled. 58 House Democrats voted against disavowing political violence. How does that even happen? Brett Kavanaugh's left-wing political assassin comes out as trans. It's probably a coincidence. A bomb threat was made at RFK Jr.'s house. Criminal charges. This is not a both sides issue. Okay? It's not a both sides issue. With all due respect, there is no both sides. Both sides is dead, and you shot it in the throat. So, realistically, this video is going to be kind of exposing that shit, because I've made it very clear. This is an instance that just happened. We're going to be going through a lot of these stories and a lot of other stories, because I want to make this clear, okay? I want to make this very, very, very clear. Yes, you have edgy right-wing guys. Yes, you're going to have radical right-wing guys that commit violence. Let me make this clear. Very, very clear. The violence is coming from the left. The radical left is a terrorist organization. It needs to be absolutely legally obliterated and ruthlessly destroyed. It is a violent scumfuck cancer on our society. It needs to be obliterated. The political violence is all on the left. It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And everyone will do the two sides argument. They'll try their best to say, oh, Nancy Pelosi was assaulted by his gay lover. All right? That's definitely something that we need all... Bro, stop. Literally fucking stop. You cannot compare. This shit needs to end. You want us all dead? We see that now. Breaking news. 1 dead, multiple injured from someone shouting Free Palestine.
I heard.
So when you say that he was walking to the party, was this actually at the wedding venue?
No, he was not in the wedding venue. He was in the restaurant, and basically he must have came through, went right. It looked like a target that he was going right for this person. So I feel terrible for him.
Did he dress him by name? Did you get the sense that they knew who?
Didn't hear anything. He just came out and said.
What he said.
Yeah, what he said was the children are safe, and free Palestine.
Right. So now let me make this clear. All right. Let me make this clear. According to crime statistics, this was not counted as political violence. Because the way the media operates is they just lie. The media just lies constantly and only. All right? So let's understand this. January 6th was a protest. It was mostly peaceful. All right? Some people broke windows. That was considered violent insurrection, riot, definitely the worst thing that ever happened in the history of the world. Definitely to condemn all that. Every single person that was even remotely connected was arrested, except for Nick Fuentes, who was there telling people to break barricades. He got out on a federal plea deal. Very weird. But anyway, so, everyone's got involved. They're all arrested. They're all considered violent criminals, right? The gayest insurrection in history. All right? They're all counted as violent criminals. It's political violence. The Black Lives Matter riots was not considered political violence, even though it absolutely was. The murdering of Irina that just happened on a train from a black guy that says, I killed that white girl, that was not considered political violence. That was just some guy with a mental illness that did it. This instance over here of this shooting was not considered political violence. It was just some guy that said Free Palestine. It has nothing to do with politics, right? So I want to make this clear. The media's lying. The stats are lying. We have eyes. We know that they want us dead, all right? Literally wake the fuck up. They want to kill you. So this is Al Hernandez Santana. He is the guy that, by the way, was the DNC super donor that shut up the ABC affiliate building in Sacramento. So that's this guy. So I just wanted to show you some of his tweets just to understand. Because, again, this is according to the media, someone who we don't understand his political alignment. This is what they always do. They literally always fucking do this shit. We don't understand the political alignment of the guy. All right, so I think this is the guy. Where is a good heart attack when we need it most? Please join in thoughts and prayers for the physical demise of our fearful leader. All right, health lawyer. Right? So, again, do we really not know his politics? Do we really not know his political opinion? What's going on, guys? Huh? What's happening here? All right, it's now confirmed the suspect being charged with firing shots at an ABC affiliate office is a gun control supporter, and they let him out on bail. Gun violence in the USA is our most important social issue. At gun range, All right, bravery and the reckless gun rights are bad for society. All right, on assault rifle ban. If it fails, we should close the long gun exception for teenagers. I'm making Sandy Hook promise to keep my community safer from gun violence. I'm a proud gun owner, Army veteran, blah, blah, blah. We need to make sure that there's moderation. This guy is a radical left fuck that went and shot up a building. Okay? Every single fucking time. It's all of the times. It's all the times. It's always like this. Yes, there's gonna be both sides. Shut the fuck up with both sides. Holy shit, bro. Unreal. Bro, I really feel like I'm living through this. I feel like I'm living through this every single fucking day. All right? Well, you'll have this box here, right? You'll have this box here, all right? And then you have this box over here. Here you'll have like and here. And here, yeah. See, guys, it's both sides. Guys, look, it's both sides. It's literally both sides. Holy shit, both sides. Both sides. We absolutely need to condemn this immediately. I can't believe both sides are an issue here. Wow. Literally, we need to put a stop to all of this violence. All right? Everyone needs to put a stop to this. Destiny fucking crashing out that Trump isn't trying to lower the temperature. Temperature's fucking low. Temperature's low as shit, my guy. What do you mean? Literally, what do you mean? Temperature? You guys are fucking terrorists. You're killing us and celebrating our deaths. Same guy. I think the word empathy that made up a new age term did a lot of damage to Charlie Kirk's carotid artery. Much to the surprise of literally no one of the people celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, an innocent man, is also a terrorist that shoots up buildings. Wow! Crazy how this happens. I said it. You said it. We all said it. Anyone that supported Charlie Kirk's murder is a danger and a threat to me, to you, to your parents, to your children, to your family. And it's not a joke. We need to ruthlessly destroy these people, legally and non-violently if we can. But we need to destroy them. The left is out of control, and everyone needs to know that. It needs to be fucking squashed, all right? I actually made a tweet about this that I thought was really, really valid. I'm going to show it to you. Not that I need to shout myself out on Twitter, but you should definitely follow me on Twitter. But you have to see this tweet. I made a banger tweet. This is easily one of my favorite tweets, even though people I feel like didn't get it. So, Brian Feinstein makes this tweet saying, "The Reichstag fire occurred on February 27, 1933, when Germany's parliament buildings were set ablaze and blamed on Dutch's communist Marinus van der Lubbe. Hitler used the incident to push through the Reichstag fire decree, which suspended civil liberties and allowed mass arrests of political opponents. This event became a key step in the Nazis' consolidation of power, leading to enabling act in Hitler's dictatorship." Now, what a lot of these people are going to say, fuck, I meant to call it X, not Twitter. I'm so sorry, Elon. He's been liking my tweets. I have to start calling it X. Sorry. So anyway, so over here, this guy posts on X a random story about Hitler's rise to power. Obviously, what he's trying to do is make some sort of comparison between Hitler's rise to power and Trump, all right? He's trying to make some sort of comparison here, obviously. However, that's what he's trying to do. However, no, this is just a random story. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to retweet this with a random story. In approximately 1040 BC, King Saul was commanded by God through the prophet Samuel to completely destroy the Amalekites because they were pure evil, including their king Agag. Saul led Israel to victory, but he had mercy and spared Agag's life. Since God commanded the total annihilation of this evil and Saul disobeyed, God rejected him as king. Now, you might think that he's telling a random story about Hitler and I'm telling a random story about King Saul, but if you want to say that what Brian over here is saying is that Trump is going too far, then you could interpret my tweet as Trump is not going far enough. All right, I'm really glad that we're playing this game. What a great game that we're playing. Literally, fuck all these terrorist-supporting feminazis. Cannot stand it anymore. The tide has turned, it's over. So, we're going to be looking into 3 stories. The first story, a mystery man impersonated police officers, snuck weapons into Charlie Kirk student gathering, allegedly to try to kill them. We're going to be looking at a transgender terrorist trying to kill one of Trump's Supreme Court justices, and we are going to be looking at a person open firing on ABC News after Jimmy Kimmel was suspended. So we're going to be doing a deep dive into this shit. The trans Tifa movement is absolutely fucking obliterated. And, well, I gotta say, it's over. It's over. I'm making this video because I want to be clear. The left's response to killing a right-wing guy is killing more right-wing guys. Fuck this shit. It's over. No more both sides. They're evil. Not everyone on the left, but the ones that'll celebrate Charlie's death for sure.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. We don't claim to be the highest IQ channel on the entire internet, but I can tell you this. I'm very good at pattern recognition.
Oh.
And here's what we've noticed. Some of these...
Are you unaware that pattern recognition is racism now?
Reporters, we're doing these interviews these days, and they keep telling me this is a both sides issue. Oh, okay, well...
It is the #1 talking point on the left. The #1 talking point on the left is both sides. It's a lie.
Why don't we look at both sides? Here's how the right...
Right, I just read this tweet. All right.
Week. Don't tell me that there's not a problem with political violence. And the right has every reason to take precautions at Charlie Kirk's memorial service.
Wait, holy shit. The White House voted 310 to 58 to condemn Charlie Kirk's assassination, honor his legacy, and denounce political violence. 58 Democrats voted against it. 58 Democrats voted against condemning political violence. Let that sink in. Let that fucking sink in. Again, this isn't an all-Democrat issue, but this is enough of a Democrat issue that they will literally kill you if they can. All right, I'm not saying it's everyone. I'm just saying it's probably about 24% of the population.
And the right has every reason to take precautions.
Let them speak, man. Let them speak. But Melissa Hortman was killed by a radical leftist that was appointed by Tim Walz. But Josh Shapiro is a Democratic senator. His house was lit on fire by a Free Palestine radical leftist every fucking time. Sorry, bro. Don't care. Literally, shut the fuck up. It's over. It's over. You killed the negotiator. It's over.
At Charlie Kirk's memorial service, which is going to be held tomorrow. One, because Democrats continue to go
I'm gonna be making a full video on AOC. What a bitch.
On and on about how Charlie Kirk was a threat to the nation. And two, because, well, there has been a psychotic increase in left-wing attacks. Jimmy Kimmel got suspended for mocking Kirk's death, and...
No. He was not suspended for mocking Kirk's death. He was suspended for violating the FCC's guidelines and lying about the terrorist that murdered an innocent man. He lied. He propagandized. He blamed MAGA for the death of Charlie Kirk, and he was fired. All right? He wasn't canceled. All right? He wasn't canceled. He wasn't censored. He was fired. Why was he fired? Because he lied and propagandized publicly, and if my employee would do that, I would fire him too.
Then blaming MAGA, and the reaction from the left is to go be terrorists. Jimmy Kimmel was suspended for effectively lying about left-wing terrorism, and the response is more left-wing terrorism. A left-winger shot up a local ABC news station. Look at this guy. Here's the guy right here. His entire account is going after Republicans, wanting for their death, making fun of Charlie Kirk, demanding gun control, and he's the one who goes and shoots up
That's right.
an ABC news station.
Pretty weird how that
Here
works.
are all of his donations to Act Blue.
Wow.
If you're wondering who this guy supports, I mean, I guess we'll...
Act Blue is one of the Democrat shitholes that support, funds the riots and stuff.
Never know. The motive, we'll never know the motive. You can see the bullet holes here on the building. So, ladies...
And for the record, according to the media, we don't know the motive here. We don't know if maybe it was a right-wing guy that was shooting ABC because they ever had Jimmy Kimmel. We don't know the motive, guys. The motive is a complete mystery. Now, in a twist of fate, and one of the funniest twists, I think, of my lifetime. I've seen a lot of twists in my lifetime. This might be one of the funniest twists of my entire lifetime. Literally and unironically, one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Currently, not even joking, man. Currently, fuck, dude, it's too funny. Disney is getting boycotted by leftists. That's right. We were all used to Disney getting boycotted by right-wing people for the woke gay shit. But for the first time, leftists are boycotting Disney, and Disney lost $3.87 billion overnight. This is amazing, man. We are using you to destroy you. That's right, bitches. Get absolutely fucked, dude. And this is why you can never take them seriously. Hillary Clinton just made this tweet. In America, we defend free speech in terrible times. We defend free speech even when it's offensive. We defend free speech. So brave. So brave of Hillary Clinton. Wow. Hillary Clinton, so brave. Anyway, this you putting a check saying we need Trump to delete his account on social media. Check when he got banned. Or is this you celebrating the censorship of the sitting United States president? It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. What about Kamala Harris? What we are witnessing is an outright abuse of power. This administration is attacking critics and using fear as a weapon to anyone who would speak out. Media, corporations, from television networks to newspapers are capitulating to these threats. We cannot dare to be silent or complacent in the face of this frontal assault on free speech. We, the people, deserve better. Anyway, was this you in 2019? Formally requesting Twitter CEO to suspend President Trump's account while he was a sitting president of the United States before he was ever even banned? Is this you? Is this you formally requesting the banning of Trump's Twitter account before he was banned? Huh? Is that you, bitch? Is that you, ho? Huh? Heels up Hillary and heels up Harris? Going crazy? Is that you? Wow, it's a good thing the internet doesn't forget. Bro, Jimmy Kimmel got fired for being a retard, okay? And everyone's making it a threat to democracy. You got the sitting United States president banned from his #1 method of communication with the American people. You can all politely fuck yourself and then impolitely fuck yourself again. Do not care. Again, I am fully on board of the do not care, don't give a shit, keep crying whore train. That's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Sorry.
Gentlemen, with the president of the United States rolling through for Charlie Kirk's memorial, along with like effectively the entire cabinet, you can understand why people are a little bit jumpy. Now, there's
You know who wasn't invited to Charlie Kirk's memorial, by the way? Candace Owens. Weird how that happened. Oh my God, no way.
a man who had just been arrested for impersonating a law enforcement officer at Charlie Kirk's memorial event, State Farm Stadium in Glendale. He was armed with a gun and a knife.
Yeah, so this is a crazy story.
And he told Secret Service that he was providing private security, according to the Washington Post. And he was arrested. Armed man posing as law enforcement arrested at Charlie Kirk Stadium, where Charlie Kirk's funeral will be held. This is,
that's
obviously
pretty fucked
scary
up.
stuff.
No. It's not just scary stuff. It is horrifying that we're living in an era of left-wing terrorism that the media runs defense for. I've never seen this before in my life. I have never seen this before. The media straight up running defense for terrorism. Like, this isn't a joke. This could happen anywhere. Like, dude, if this isn't like spiritual warfare, where, Satan out here pulling every trick up his ass, trying his best to fucking destroy us, like, that, I feel like that's a more rational explanation than these people literally want us all dead. Remember when crime was bad? This is insane.
You can't have anything bad happen to this thing. The leaders of the free world will all be there. Armed man who was allegedly posing as a member of law enforcement was arrested by Secret Service agents. Where Charlie Kirk's funeral is going to be on Sunday. And Joshua,
Crazy.
who is allegedly carrying a knife and a gun.
I pray that we don't have any more of this shit. I really do. But there is a problem in the Gotham City water supply, and it's turning these people into actual freaking retards. Again, I had a solution to this. I was talking to Phil Labonte. He's a co-host of Tim Pool's show. And he asked me, what do we do? Where's the off-ramp? And I told him, we have the laws. We have the precedent. We just need to fucking do it. We need to fucking do it, bro. We gotta fucking do it, man. We just need to do it. All right? The 1953 Communist Enforcement Act, it's still in effect. You fucking deport communists. You fucking arrest communists. All right? They incite violence, jail. Destiny, Hassan, everyone that's inciting violence, jail. Fuck them. Sorry. People will stop doing that. All right? No more repeat offenders. Sorry. The majority of murders in the United States are repeat offenders. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it? You kill somebody, you fucking commit violent crimes, asylum for life, the end, never back in public. All right? I'll be real. Anyone that is part of a group where the mental health is so bad, you are violent on the same rate as a schizophrenic, asylum. Sorry. Look, man, bro, transgender people have been increasingly violent lately. They have. You're going to tell me that there's not something in their head, but either it's just in their head or it's drugs that they're taking or something is going on. Bro, they're fucking killing themselves and people around them. Again, obviously not all of them, obviously. But at the same rates as schizophrenics. That's fucking crazy. And we're running defense and affirming this, bro. Like, dude, we have to fucking do some shit. We have the infrastructure. It just needs to be enforced.
Expired law enforcement credentials was denied, detained inside of the stadium before it was secure. It's home to the Arizona Cardinals in Glendale on Friday. He's 42. He told Secret Service that he was on the site to provide private security and handed them inactive law enforcement credentials. So let's go ahead and look. Here he is. This is his photo. They didn't even lock him up.
This is the craziest part. This is the guy arrested impersonating an officer, a crime. Weapons violation, a crime. Ahead of Charlie Kirk's memorial, where likely political violence would take place. Released immediately. They released him already. He's out on bail. He was out on bail within less than a day. Before the weekend. They didn't even keep him for the weekend. They literally put him out. Again, motive unknown. Motive unknown? Really? Impersonating a police officer bringing weapons to Charlie Kirk's memorial? Motive unknown? Why are we fucking playing this game? And you let him out before the actual funeral happens? Like, dude, this is actually crazy. First of all, whoever paid this bail needs to get arrested. That's one. And two, fuck you! Fuck this shit! This is evil!
For the weekend, how is this possible? Let's go ahead and check more about what actually happened here. So I think we have some clarification.
Then Pam Bondi goes on the news and is like, actually hate speech. Fuck it, man. Arrest these people. What are you doing? Holy shit, scam Blondie, more like it. Bro, what are we doing?
Here, obviously they're putting up massive security fencing, right? So they're going to secure the entire...
There should be never bail for violent criminal offenses or when actual life threats are there. The judges, the judicial system, if they're not following the law and they're just following their fucking emotions and empathy, they need to be fucking disrobed and thrown off of a pier into a lake where they get really annoyed and wet. And then they have to like crawl out and they're like all upset because their clothes are wet. That's where they need to be. That's what I was going to say. That's what I was saying. They need to, like, legally, no, not endorsing any violence, but they need to, like, be thrown off a short pier just so that they're, like, wet and uncomfortable and disrobed. And then they need to go home wet in their underwear because we disrobed them. And they need to travel. They need to travel wet in socks and underwear straight from the pier to their home alone. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Facility. They put up this giant Charlie Kirk banner, big Turning Point USA banner.
Like, you have to think about how insane it is, just like from the obvious double standard here. Because even the left that claims there's two sides, because you know the left keeps saying two sides, both sides, two sides. They don't even believe it. Like they're lying and they know they're lying. This is Destiny. This is Destiny doing an event similar to Charlie Kirk used to do, where he went to a college campus and he would debate people, Charlie Kirk style. Notice how there's no security, none. This is right after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and B, he was saying all these inflammatory things online saying, like, we should kill conservatives. So he rage baits every conservative by saying we should fucking kill him, and he has no security because he knows that the right-wing people are not going to actually do anything to him. Tell us how many kids you fucked. Dude's yelling at him, tell us how many kids you fucked, Destiny. Based. Anyway, do you see how insane this is? They know they're lying. That's the most disgusting part.
Outside of the stadium. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty incredible looking. Yeah. Look at that. And Caroline Leavitt has obviously revealed that the White House is taking 2 planes full of staff to the Charlie Kirk Memorial. President, Vice President, Speaker of the House, Cabinet Secretaries speaking at the memorial service tomorrow. Taking 2 planes.
Dude, they need to fucking protect this shit. Oh my God, dude. They better have security at the wazoo.
Fulls of White House staff. Just speaks of how many people that he touched at the highest levels of government. Be honored to remember him tomorrow, says Caroline Leavitt. Okay, so here is a clarification on what happened with the man impersonating law enforcement arrested. I want to add a note of clarity here. This individual is doing advanced security for a known guest planning to attend the memorial service. We do not believe this person was attempting anything nefarious. However, the advance is not done in proper coordination with Turning Point, security, or...
Literally... That's crazy. I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Or U.S. Secret Service. Important to note that this was done before the site had been actually locked down. So it really raised suspicions.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's probably a terrorist.
Again, the leaders of the free world will be here tomorrow. It's a Security 1 level event by DHS. They have to have like designated survivors and everything like that. It's like State of the Union. It's crazy. First time, I think, ever that a president and a vice president are going to attend a citizen's funeral together and speak. It's history making.
Insane moment.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's Fox News covering and giving more insight into what happened, the security breach. We pray for peace tomorrow. I want nothing more than peace, but you cannot unite over a lie. You cannot unite with people who want you dead. So it's time for Republicans to take precautions. Here they are.
The big story tonight is a Fox News alert. The Secret Service has now arrested an armed man posing as law enforcement at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where Charlie Kirk's memorial service will be held tomorrow. Now, he was reportedly armed with a knife and a gun and told Secret Service he was there to provide private security. While officials continue their investigation, everyone is now on edge. Before this arrest, law enforcement reportedly posted a bulletin warning of violent extremists targeting the service. President Trump, Vice President Vance, and other administration officials will be in attendance and deliver remarks. Officials estimate more than 100,000 people may attend. Joining us now live from the State Farm Stadium.
Not Candace Owens. She was blacklisted. She's not allowed to join, unfortunately, for Candace, even though she's allegedly his best friend. Unfortunately, she's not going. Do you know why she's not going? You know why Candace Owens isn't going? Even though she makes believe she was his best friend in order to make believe that he secretly hated the Jews, even though he supported the Jews. You know why? You know why she's not going? You know why? Looking for the clip. This is why she's not going, guys. This is why she's not going.
I said there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0%
It's not an event. It's a funeral.
chance. First and foremost, why are you saying but anybody can go to it? You just buy a ticket to the event.
That's also not true. There's no tickets. It's free admission. There are no tickets to this event, which is not an event. It's a funeral.
And you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this
They're just asking if you're going because you're claiming that you're his best friend and you're saying that he secretly hated all the Jews.
As if you're trying to push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she shows up and
Yeah, no one's pushing your buttons. They're just weirded out that you were allegedly his best friend and claiming that you secretly knew that he secretly hated the Jews, and now you're saying you're not even going to his funeral.
Posted on social media. Nope, actually. While I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good.
So she thinks that because she's beefing with the feds, an immediately retarded thought, she thinks that the feds organized an event and now are trying to publicly pressure her to go to a funeral where they'll kill her. Yep.
You know what I'm gonna do?
The funeral's a setup. You see, the real reason why they killed Charlie Kirk was all a setup to get Candace Owens to go to his funeral to get her there.
Listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye.
She would rather see Kanye West, known for appreciating the Jewish people.
How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right...
Really? A memorial for Charlie Kirk instead of going to his funeral is going to hang out with Kanye West, the guy that Charlie Kirk constantly called out for hating Jews? Really?
Thing for me to do right now.
Right. So anyway, that's Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk's best friend. Moving on.
In Glendale, Arizona is Bill Malusian. Bill, what are you seeing on the ground?
Tommy, a lot of roadblocks and a lot of security. There are fences going up all around the stadium as we speak right now. It is really tough to get in here, and that is only going to ramp up come this time tomorrow. But you were just talking about that guy who got arrested for showing up here, pretending to be law enforcement while armed with a gun and a knife. We have an update about him. Arizona DPS confirming they're now charging him with a felony. His name is Joshua Runkles. They say he is not law enforcement, not affiliated with law enforcement, but he's now being charged with felony impersonation of law enforcement, as well as misdemeanor carrying a weapon in a prohibited place. They say they're now trying to figure out what he was doing here, what his intent was. They're looking into his background to figure out if there was something.
I wonder what the intent would be on a guy that's impersonating law officers with the weapon coming into a Charlie Kirk Memorial Stadium right before a memorial. I wonder why. No one knows.
Sinister going on here. That investigation.
Now, I personally wonder what guns do, and what the kind of people would be there, and what they might do with the guns to the people that are there. But again, we don't understand. We don't know the reality here. It's unbelievable how disingenuous the media is. Even Fox News, man.
Still playing out. He has since been released on bond, and we're working on getting his mugshot. More on that as we get it.
Listen, the shooter has him in the bio, but in our defense, maybe he was a groiper. maybe it was a groiper. him groiper that was doing it.
In the meantime, expecting massive crowds out here.
And also they released him.
In Glendale, Arizona tomorrow, as this memorial service, Glendale PD says, could have upwards of 100,000 people showing up. Guys, the stadium behind us where the Arizona Cardinals play only seats about 60,000 people, so we could potentially have tens of thousands of people in the overflow, and we're told that overflow is going to go to the nearby NHL arena where the Arizona Coyotes play. Obviously, some huge names in Republican politics showing up here to speak on Kirk's behalf tomorrow. Take a look at this list. It includes President Trump, Vice President Vance, Erica Kirk, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and then several of President Trump's cabinet secretaries, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, HHS Secretary RFK Jr., Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, DNI Tulsi Gabbard, and the list goes on. When it comes to security concerns,
It's happening right now.
Local police and State Farm say they're prepared, they're ready, and they're working on anything that could come their way. Take a listen.
I'm personally surprised Candace Owens isn't speaking at the event.
We're expecting people from all over the country, including possibly the world, arriving to this event.
We have all the best of the best working it, and we're
Yeah, I'm really nervous, man. It's crazy. I'm like actually nervous, bro.
ready for Sunday.
And again, regarding that suspect who was arrested earlier, he is facing that felony charge and a misdemeanor charge. But again, he has been released from custody. We're going to continue working with local law enforcement out here trying to get more details.
It is so unbelievably frustrating, man. It's absolutely mind-bogglingly frustrating.
Details as they release more information about what the possible motive was here, but a little bit of a security scare here already, guys, and the program is still 24 hours away from starting. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Bill Mallusion. Please stay safe.
Yeah, for real, please stay safe. All right, so that was the first one of the first deep dives I wanted to talk about. We already looked at the news about the Free Palestine guy shooting up a wedding. Now, a transgender terrorist was caught trying to kill Trump's Supreme Court justice. This is another breaking news from just now.
If you don't let me beat the girls in sports, then I'm gonna hurt some people.
That sounds to me like a reasonable person that should absolutely not be in an asylum. Can't believe Tectone would say that.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Many Americans are asking, how did we get here where so many politicians are catching bullets? And, well, to answer that question, here's Chuck Schumer telling Brett
That's the answer. That's literally the answer. You're right.
Kavanaugh that if he decides to rule on a case at the Supreme Court, that he will reap the whirlwind and pay the price. Days later, Brett Kavanaugh
Sounds like a threat to me.
had a left-wing killer that was stalking him and trying to break into his house with
Weird how
guns
that
and
happens.
knives
Wow.
and zip ties in order to hold Brett Kavanaugh's family hostage and kill Brett Kavanaugh. That is a matter of fact. Democrats don't want you to remember this, but it is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Where does the radicalization come from on the left? We really need to have this conversation. It's something that the nation must look directly at. It comes from the Democrat leadership and their dehumanization campaign against the right. Statements like this, a reminder that Chuck Schumer was working with the media here.
But like, dude, it's not just, the craziest part is it's not even just Chuck Schumer. It's like, it is the average rhetoric of these people on the left dehumanizing people, all right? This is destiny.
Out the crime statistics?
Not exactly like.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right.
There's no temperature on the right. Dude, people on the right are literally mourning and going to vigils and going to churches, all right? That's the right. Like, this is insane. It's fucking actual insane world that they're like, Republicans need to get killed until they turn down the temperature. Bro, and it's like, and every time they don't turn down the temperature, what do? You kill another one. You kill another one. Let's kill more of them. Let's celebrate more of their murders. Let's do it, guys. So, like, that game is fucking insane.
Libs on the Supreme Court leaked the decision to Politico so that they could activate their mongoloid radicalized.
And the thing is, Destiny knows he's lying because he's doing events like Charlie Kirk with zero security.
Suicidal base Democrats in order to attack a Supreme Court justice. And the man who was trying to kill Kavanaugh was trying to kill all Trump justices. That's a matter of fact. You remember, or maybe you don't, because they don't want you to remember, these massive protests outside of the house of Brett Kavanaugh.
Dude, you don't, I remember that. But dude, the fucking garbage is that the media will hide it. And they'll give you like these fake statistic charts. These unbelievable fake statistic charts constantly. Oh, there's more right-wing political violence.
Maybe you remember that Brett Kavanaugh had to have Secret Service put outside of his house. Perhaps you remember that there were these troglodytes that would march outside of Brett Kavanaugh's house threatening his children, his wife.
Yep.
And it
was just peaceful protests, so no one actually cares, right?
Peaceful little neighborhood. Absolute orcs doing these little walks with their masks on. Absolute and totally mentally ill.
Yeah, we need to do fucking something about the, we need to do something about the fucking mental illness epidemic in the country. Because you have all these people that are over-medicated. Teachers are telling them to get over-medicated. And it's fucking insane, man. Like, if someone is trying to convince a kid to change their gender, I really feel like that's just basic grooming. The same as sexual grooming. Like, I feel like it's the same thing one-to-one. Like, you are literally manipulating a kid, and you could ruin their entire fucking life because of it. It's a lunatic. It's a lunatic parade. Like, we have gone for far too long thinking that this is just normal but a little bit different on the fringe. No, it's fucking crazy world. It's insane.
Department of Justice issues sentencing memo for 2022 attempted murder of Brett Kavanaugh. Sentencing memo says that the murderer should get 30 years in prison and also that they're trans.
Ah!
Okay, here we go.
No! Oh my God, dude. This is crazy, dude. And then they're like, no, there's no trans violence epidemic. Bro, you literally have to fucking stop. These statistics of trans people committing violence on themselves or people around them are the same statistics as schizophrenic people. Yet you refuse to acknowledge that maybe there's something not healthy going on in their brain. Right? Cutting their own testicles off was not enough of a red flag for you, apparently. Apparently, when they cut their testicles off, you were supposed to affirm them and tell them that they are doing a good thing, actually. Holy fuck, dude.
So again, the man who attempted to kill Brett Kavanaugh identifies as a transgender woman now, is deeply mentally ill and suicidal, according to documents first obtained by Daily Wire. Would you look at that? The Department of Justice is recommending that Nicholas Roski, the defendant, should be sentenced to 30 years. Roski is now transgender. Would you look at that? The revelation
Crazy how
that Roski is transgender, using female name and pronouns, is significant given that transgender violence across the United States. You know, the guy who killed Charlie Kirk.
Like, dude, a lot of people are not willing to recognize this and be like, it's a couple of fringe cases. Bro. I want to make this clear. A transgender person coming into your life increases your chance of dying by above 0%, okay? Just by the fact that you know them, all right? Transgender people, again, this isn't saying that everyone's violent. Of course not everyone's violent. Of course it's 1 in 1,000 or whatever. But, you know, it's about 10 times more likely than if they were not transgender. 10 times. Are we supposed to just make believe this isn't like a thing? This isn't just pattern recognition. This is fucking insanity. If you're on the right, that's not true. They kill themselves very often, unfortunately. So that's left on left violence when they kill themselves.
Was living with his transgender boyfriend. Kirk's murder came only a few weeks after a 23-year-old trans-identifying gunman named Robin Westman opened fire on a Catholic school in Minneapolis, killing children. Charlie Kirk's accused killer, Tyler Robinson, was living with a 22-year-old trans-identified man named Lance Twiggs.
Pretty weird.
Who'd been kicked out by his family for abusing drugs, alcohol, excessive gaming, and hating Christians and conservatives.
Wow, shocker.
I wonder what the motive could be.
Like, literally, it's in my opinion, there is a spiritual war here. All right, man. All right, dude. There is an uprising of anti-God people. Like, bro, it's insane. These are people created in the image of God, and they mutilate that image. They mutilate that image, and they hate themselves, and they hate God. And then they kill Christians or Jews, right? Like the trans guy that killed Jews and fucking whatever. Like every time. It's crazy, and it's an above 0 chance. It's a rebellion against God. Bro, trans person that shoots up the Catholic church with a bunch of kids in it, kills 2 kids and shoots 17 kids. Literally just 2 weeks ago, man.
I wonder if the boyfriend knew anything. Really, one of the great mysteries of all times. You know, the guy was texting him, admitting to the murder at the time, and he didn't call the cops. So
yeah, weird,
why isn't he arrested? Really doesn't make you wonder.
No idea.
Anyway, I'm starting to sense a bit of a trend here.
Yeah.
It was reported in 2022 that Roski portrayed himself as a trans gamer girl on the internet. This information about the assassin's gender identity had not been made available to the public. The Biden administration hid it.
Wow.
They buried it.
That's crazy. They buried the info. Dude, I keep thinking of this tweet from, I think it's Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald made a tweet at some point saying, wow, you know what I'm really afraid of? If ISIS detonates a nuclear bomb and kills 1 million New Yorkers, I'm afraid of the backlash on peaceful Muslims. Like, I feel like this is that. I feel like this is literally what we're watching right now in real time. It's like, man, I really hope all these transgender assassins don't actually make people transphobic. It's like, I feel like that is literally what we're living through.
Buried it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, they were trying to get Supreme Court justices killed. Published by Politico in May 2022 was the leak of the Supreme Court decision. After that, of course, Roski was activated. He was searching for quietest semi-auto rifle, gun calibers, best silencers for Glock 17. He was searching for do snipers aim for the head or chest? Secret Service protect Supreme Court justices? Easiest way to open a locked door? How to break glass quickly and quietly? How to make shoes quieter? And how to make handcuffs with zip ties? Yeah, he was found with zip ties.
Right.
On Discord, here we go, Discord again. He was asking his online friends who would assassinate Supreme Court justices to help women long term. I was thinking about.
Do you see how insane it is? These people, it's an entire movement of justifying violence. All of them. Dude, well, if we kill Charlie Kirk, well, then maybe we could get abortion laws passed better. It's all like constant justifications. Justification after justification of political violence in order to get their way. They hate democracy. They don't care about or support democracy. When they are purely utilitarian in their evil and their violence, all right? When they go out and they say Trump destroyed democracy, they all know Trump did not destroy democracy. They all know that. The majority of the country voted for him. He is not destroying democracy. But still, they go out and they shout and they cheer and they say destroying democracy because it's the best way to fucking put him in the crosshairs. That is literally what it's about, okay? Because they are a movement that values and is based on deceit and lie. Bro, they think there's more than two genders. It is a movement that is based on deceit and lies. They will use violence. They will use lies, subversion, literally fucking anything. Opening the borders to bring in illegal immigrants that could vote in a state where you don't need to show ID when you vote. This is fucking insanity. Actually fucking crazy world that we're letting this actually run as long as it is.
The Roe decision, I feel like those 9 people make a much bigger impact than most people. The Roe v. Wade decision and gay marriage both being repealed has me furious. So he's clearly
I'm afraid of gay marriage getting repealed, so I'm gonna go murder Brett Kavanaugh. This fucking mindset is popular in college. You talk to a college kid, most of them, off camera, will agree that political assassinations are justified.
Meditated here. This was clearly a left-wing orc that had been released by the left by this operation, by this leak operation, in order to harm Supreme Court justice. And now we know this is one more radicalized transgender would-be mass murder.
And for the record, I did not even see this in the news. I did not see the news cover this. Oh, it was only an attempted assassination. So crazy, man.
Against the right. Supreme Court justice would be assassin identified as trans. DOJ recommends 30 years. Transgender violence is too common of a pattern here, and every freaking time.
I'm not, look, man, I don't want to be rude here, all right? And I feel bad for trans people. I really do. I really feel really, really bad for trans people. You know, life's obviously difficult. It's confusing. You've obviously been manipulated over your time, or you just have a mental illness of some sort. And life is really brutal and tough. And again, I'm praying for you guys. I'm sorry. But I'm also sorry and praying for schizophrenic people. And I'm not sugarcoating it. And I'm not telling them, actually, embrace your schizophrenia, all right? I'm not saying any of that. All right, you have to, on the one hand, have pity for the mentally ill, but on the other hand, be fucking careful. Like, this is crazy.
Terrorism is a massive problem. Not one more penny of my tax dollars spent on this scourge, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. There we go. And there's the family. Always a weak man. Always the weak man. Men be strong, please. The country needs strong men right now. Before he tried to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh, this would-be mass murderer, trans terrorist, was at a teaching job.
Wow! Bro, it's fucking crazy! Oh my lord! And how do you get and this is where the next generation of trans people come from, man! They're all fucking teachers! Why are they all trying to get next to children, bro? What's going on? Like, dude, this is insane. Holy fuck!
Musings of murdering his sister, taking medications for mental issues. Goodness gracious.
Every time, man.
Also planned to assassinate 3 other Supreme Court justices. I wonder who.
Political violence.
Thanks, Chuck Schumer. Another left-wing attempted to kill for politics.
Happens.
The Kavanaugh assassination attempt has been completely memory hold. Look at the motive and where this guy went online for support. Discord. Naturally, exclusive attempted Kavanaugh assassin identifies as transgender. Goodness.
Like, dude, for normal people, it's insane. For normal people, like, and again, people online think that the majority of the world accepts and recognizes that trans people exist and are just like anybody else. They just change genders, okay? Because of how, in my opinion, brutal the censorship has been online for years. Every single social gathering, group of people, they all do it. They're justifying it and affirming it constantly. Literally. It's insanity. It's complete and utter insanity that we're dealing with this in the public this far, okay? This is fucking crazy. And again, they're violent against other people, against themselves. It's crazy that we're living in this society, that it got this far. And that these people then become teachers. They fucking become teachers. I bet you schools prefer if you're transgender when they're looking to hire teachers. Because it's so much easier to push the fucking trans shit onto kids if your teacher's trans. I bet you it's an incentive for them.
Gracious. We have a real problem. Today, U.S. Attorney's Office, District of Maryland issued a sentencing memo. Guilty plea for attempted murder of Brett Kavanaugh. The attempt against the life of Supreme Court Justice.
Good.
Attack on the entire judicial system cannot go unpunished. The Department of Justice condemns political violence. Prosecutors will ensure this disturbed individual faces punishment for their deranged actions. Again, Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin lived with transgender partner. Motive is unknown. This is the
of course.
Killer in Minneapolis.
The Minnesota Catholic school.
Shot up the school. Multiple sources in Minneapolis. Self-identified transgender. ID'd as trans woman Robin Westman. Apparent manifesto
wild,
included
man.
Kill Trump. Boy, their motive is...
It's crazy how it's like, why do you believe in God if there's no evidence that you should believe in God? Why would you believe in God if we don't have proof that God is real? Anyway, I'm gonna change my gender now. It's like, bro, there is more proof that men are men and women are women. Okay, there is more proof of that. That there's more proof, physical evidence, that transgenderism isn't real than that God isn't real. Okay, we have to, like, what the fuck, man? This is like an actual satanic crusade, bro.
Unknown. We have a real problem with this, and Republicans and law enforcement need to get very serious about it. Otherwise, it will continue. It's
not just law enforcement. Yes, law enforcement. It's not just law enforcement. It is not just law enforcement, dude. It's not. It's a normalization in society that needs to be burnt to the fucking ground. All right, this shit doesn't need to be affirmed. This shit cannot be affirmed. It just makes it worse for everyone. So, A, to stop the affirmation shit. B, it needs to be taken out of media. It needs to be removed from media. It's fucking lies. It's horse shit. It's actually just pushing dangerous propaganda down people's throats. Like, this immediately. So, for the longest time in America, like, for example, communism is an inherently violent philosophy because you need to use violence to take wealth from the rich. So because of that, it does not fall under the First Amendment to propagandize communism. And therefore, according to the 1953 Communist Enforcement Act, you are technically allowed to arrest or deport communists or people pushing communist propaganda. This is the same shit. Pushing this ideology onto people is getting them killed. It's either them killing each other people or killing themselves at a higher rate. Yes, of course it's not all of them. Of course it's not everybody, obviously. But statistically, it's 10 times the amount. So, in my opinion, this is an inciting of danger, an inciting of violence, and I do think it should count as grooming children. Literally. And it needs to be excised completely, utterly destroyed from media. And from normal life. It's fucking crazy. Again, this is not saying I want trans genocide. Absolutely not. I have nothing but mercy for these people. I feel so bad for them that they got to this point where half of them kill themselves. That's not fucking good. What are we doing?
It is absolutely and beyond time for us to have an honest conversation about the patterns that are directly before us before it happens again. That is the number one thing we're trying to prevent on this channel. Here's Fox News' coverage of this story. It's your boy, Benny.
Also breaking right now, new information in the case of the Brett Kavanaugh assassination plot from 2022. Now, this was reported at the time, but somehow escaped most of our attention. Perhaps you can remember.
It's almost like the media tried their best to hide this so people don't recognize the fact that you are in danger.
And perhaps she did a better job, but it's shocking to see the DOJ recommend the trans suspect in that case get at least 30 years behind bars. The suspect's legal team today says the suspect is now officially going by a female name, Sophie, and wants female pronouns used in the filings. Just another concerning entry in a trend when it comes to violence in the transgender community. We're gonna
Every fucking time, man. Every fucking time. All right. And finally, let's talk about the guy shooting up the ABC office. Because apparently firing Jimmy Kimmel for being a retard is the same as Charlie Kirk getting murdered.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. 58 House Democrats voted against condemning political violence. Why would that be? Well, because they like political violence. They don't even like acknowledging that Charlie Kirk is somebody who deserves to be mourned at all. They're using the moment of Charlie Kirk's memorial to lie on his name.
Yep.
Thus absolving the left-wing terrorist.
Yeah, I'm going to be showing this this AOC in a separate video that I have specifically on AOC and Ilhan Omar. I'm planning 2 separate videos for that.
Is getting emptied out right now. Jimmy Kimmel's show will probably never return, actually, to ABC. You can see the backlot here as they're filing out all of the Jimmy Kimmel show material. This is probably why it's not.
This is, by the way, one of the main reasons why they fired Jimmy Kimmel. It's not just because of all that. It's not just because of all that cringe. It's because he's not getting views. Let me tell you something. This might shock you to your core, so you might want to grab something and sit down. All right, you might want to sit down and grab something. Nuxanor, blue retard over here on the internet, I get more views on the internet than Jimmy Kimmel. Are we on the same page? All right. Are you holding on to something? I do it for free. For free. I just record shit, put it on the internet. Yeah. They're losing a metric fuck ton of money on this shit. All right. They fucking we're waiting for the time to fucking fire this motherfucker.
Back because Jimmy Kimmel's show was an absolute and total collapse. That's what the ABC News local stations have told me.
You're not monetized? No, I mean, it doesn't cost me money to upload shit. Like, he has a whole show, and he has writers and producers and recorders and screen shit and real estate and rent and, bro, time slots and paying for different places in television. Bro, they're spending millions and millions of dollars per episode of Jimmy Kimmel, and he gets less views than me. I have zero overhead. Zero. I pay for my editors. That's literally it.
About Jimmy Kimmel, I've had conversations with a lot of them from across the country. They're reaching out. They're calling me. My phone is ringing off the hook because they're scared. Let me break a little news here. These ABC News local station owners.
Think about how insane it is. Republicans were conservatives in general. Conservatives were protesting against Disney for years. Because Disney, they're putting all that gay shit, trans stuff, agenda pushing, feminist garbage in every TV show they possibly can. Right? They're ruining franchises. The right has been absolutely furious with the way they fucked up Star Wars and every media that they got their fucking hands on, right? Let's make Indiana Jones a hobo. Let's make Star Wars gay lesbian witches, right? Like, they've been doing their absolute best to fucking cook this shit, all right? They've been doing their absolute best. The right has been furious about it for a long time. This never happened. There were no terrorist attacks on Disney, ever. They fired Jimmy Kimmel for being a retard. A guy shoots up their building. A leftist, anti-gun guy shoots up their building. Remember, this is the party without guns. Shoots up their buildings. Do you understand? Do you understand?
They're the ones who decided not to air Jimmy Kimmel's show. This is the free market at work.
Completely true. Freedom of speech means that you can fire whoever the fuck you want.
They said, our viewers don't like it. We are not able to sell ads against a show that does the same number of live stream viewers that like a live stream of Joe Biden napping on the beach would do.
Bro, or me! Benny Johnson over here gets more views than Jimmy Kimmel. It's insane.
Effectively. Like Jimmy Kimmel's show gets about as many viewers as Chris Christie's OnlyFans, right? And so here, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem.
The curse of irrelevance. I mean, the issue is, like, they claim he's a comedian and stuff, but, like, yeah, like, he's not funny. Bro's not funny! Bro's getting absolutely fucking destroyed. And again, everyone that cries censorship, you can take your cries, your screams, your blood-curdling shrieks, you could shove them up your ass. Yep, that's right. All of you celebrated Trump getting banned on social media, this is what we call, fucking around, finding out, get absolutely fucked, bitches. Sorry, it must suck to be you, but, well, oopsie poopsie.
Lies. Instead of
and also he didn't get censored, he got fired.
Talking about how this is just supply and demand, the free market. True. Jimmy Kimmel's show was a absolute nightmare. This is based on
it was irrelevant, dude. Why would they fucking pay for that?
Yeah. Was just a failed show that nobody wanted to watch because it had turned into left-wing DNC propaganda hour. And the majority of our country is right-leaning, so they don't like that.
It sucks to suck.
No, the left says that it is a full censorship operation done at the behest of the ABC local stations.
Right, Trump is evil, and Trump is forcing them to censor his critics. It's the new move. Don't fall for it. Never fall for it. Guys, we have to stop falling for shit as a whole. And when I say stop falling for it, let me make this clear. I know you're not falling for it. I mean, don't engage. Do not engage. Literally the best response to these people crying and screaming and yelling, oh my God, I can't believe it. The best response, is saying, lol, fuck you, you're cooked, fraud. Sorry, bitch. Sucks to be you, I guess. Literally, there is no engaging with these people. None.
Who refused to carry Jimmy Kimmel. Now that's the moment that ABC News decided to yank the show. Here's why. Jimmy Kimmel wasn't going to apologize for lying about MAGA or Charlie Kirk's death. He was going to double down. He was going to make things so much worse. And that's why Disney, according to all available reports, said, you know what, we're just going to pull the show instead of letting all these local stations say we're not going to air the show. And there were about 100 million households that are covered by these local stations. Anyway, they decided to paint a target on the back of the local stations instead of taking any blame. And this is a trend. Instead of taking any blame for their own side, instead of taking any blame for their own policies and their own radicalized ratcheting up of the temperature and the rhetoric.
That's right.
They decide to put a target.
I think the temperature, the rhetoric, I believe it's the lack of actual ethical belief systems in general. I think a lot of people on the left live in a delusional anti-reality. I'll be honest. I think it's an actual anti-reality. These people are not living in real life, and they're refusing to accept basic real life situations. They're getting destroyed. Like, this has nothing to do with fucking temperature. In my opinion, it is the rhetoric. It is the ideology. I think it's this godless, communist, rebellious, violent people that have no ethical backbone, and they are constantly giving each other justification to commit heinous, unspeakably evil, demonstrable, violent acts that should not exist in the Western world. They hate the West. They hate us. They hate God, and they want us all dead. This is not both sides. I think it's an integral part to what far leftism is. Inherently, it is violent. It is inherently anti-God, violent mentality. Let me show you what Charlie Kirk said about it. Let me see if I can find it. And he spat nothing but facts over here.
At the core of the left, at the core of a liberal, is someone that would use the sword if they had it. They are very violent people at their core. They always have been. They can't debate. They can't have conversation. So they'll resort to these tactics. They're going to do everything they possibly can to try to murder this movement because they can't beat us. So they're going to try to take weapons. And no, we're very aware of that. I'm aware of it. We have to have full-time security. This is not a joke. This is who these people are.
Yeah. Coincidence, right? Coincidence, right? So yeah, that's where we're at.
On the local ABC news stations, who are without a doubt the heroes in this entire Jimmy Kimmel story. And now those stations are under terroristic threat. Those owners are calling me very, very scared. The amount of threats that are pouring into these local ABC news stations is truly unbelievable.
True.
I cannot tell you everything that I've been told in confidence, but it is wretched what Democrat terrorists are doing, and some of them are taking action. Anibal Hernandez Santana, 64, was arrested for firing a gun into the window of an ABC 10 station in Sacramento yesterday. His X account appears to be a constant stream of anti-Trump commentary.
We don't know the motives for sure. Just because he's constantly having anti-Trump commentary, he could be a groiper. Have you considered that perhaps he's a groiper, guys? What if he's a groiper?
Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Color me completely shocked and surprised.
But we can't even take this shit seriously anymore. That's the wildest part. Like, this is the least surprising news of all time. Like, we need to talk about it just so it's in the public sphere. But it's not surprising. It's not surprising that people that are based purely on hedonism, that they think you could fuck everything that moves. They think that sex should be publicized and taught to little babies and children, teaching them to change their genders and shit like that. Like, are we really surprised that a hedonistic society based on the fucking 7 deadly sins? Dude, their holy scripture is the 7 deadly sins, okay? They're called pride parades, for God's sake. Pride parades. Wrath. They're fucking killing everyone. They killed Charlie Kirk. They're killing people they're celebrating. Lust. Bro, what the fuck? Their entire belief system is hedonism. That is literally where we're at. All right. Sloth. These motherfuckers don't get jobs. They sit home. They're socialists. They expect money to come to them. Bro, greed. Bro, they expect to not work and literally make money off of it. Bro, gluttony. They're just fucking sitting on their asses constantly. They want everything thrown on their lap, bro. Envy? Holy fucking shit. They think they could change genders. Literally, it is an act. They use the fucking 7 deadly sins as their 10 commandments. All right. And we're really surprised when they fucking come and kill you.
Here you can see the bullet holes in the window. This guy
Benny Johnson baby crying in the background.
They were protesting outside like libs.
Dude, anyone that does this shit and is like Trump, America's Hitler, that's an incitement of violence. It really is an incitement of violence. Because what do you do to Hitler? You kill him. So I'm all for open conversation. I'm all for freedom of speech. But we need to do something about this because these people want us dead. All right? Every single person that's at this protest over here, they all want us dead. Make no mistake. They want us all dead.
Boomer geriatric libs were protesting outside. Did they get the same geriatric to go protest everywhere? Like protesting for Jimmy Kimmel. Could you imagine This, by the way,
that's like the ultimate bottom of the barrel humanity protesting for Jimmy fucking Kimmel.
Gathered in front of Jimmy Kimmel Live is his entire audience. That's a whole audience. That is a perfect representation of the total number of people that watch Jimmy Kimmel every single night.
True.
So now left-wing terrorists have been unleashed to attack local ABC stations because they decided that they were going to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air because their viewers didn't want it. And their response is terrorism. This is a trend. The response is always more terrorism by the left. When are we going to get our act together as Republicans, law enforcement, leaders, and start talking about this real problem and not allow them to sidestep it? The man who shot up the ABC affiliate in Sacramento.
That's where we're at. Suspension. It's an actual public safety threat. These people need to stop killing us, and then maybe we can discuss about how actually maybe perhaps we should let them, go around there and fucking, call people Hitler. Like, dude, it's insane. It's actually crazy.
Jimmy Kimmel has been identified as Annabelle Hernandez.
And so, no, it's not both sides. And yes, you could fuck yourself if you like. I fully support it.
Hernandez. His X account appears to belong, is full of anti-Trump vitriol. He's also the legislative director for the California Federation of Teachers. Got it? Goodness gracious.
Every single one of them. They're all teachers. Like, if this isn't an actual psyop. It's amazing to think about it. Like, just for a second. Charlie Kirk was killed because he was talking to college students, right? Like, if you think about it even for a second, the teachers are all these protesters, all these terrorists, all these fucking shooters and trans people. They're all teachers, okay? Like, they don't reproduce, okay? They don't reproduce, right? Obviously, they're all girl bosses and, they fucking castrate themselves. So, they don't reproduce. How do they get votes? How do they keep this reign of terror in check? It's just purely done vampirically through infecting the minds of other people because it is inherently a suicide cult. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, this is a virus.
Straight up calling for violence, by the way, on his X account.
Yep.
Here we go. Here's his Facebook account. It bears repeating. Redux in 2024 if MAGA and their infamous leader cannot be stopped in the general election.
That's basically saying kill Trump.
This guy's account, like how it didn't get banned, I don't know. Banned?
Arrested. We need to fucking be more on top of this. Like, everyone's complaining about Palantir. Bro, this is what Palantir needs to fucking do. This is the point. Like, dude, you're calling for fucking violence? What are you doing? Literally, what are you doing?
But he's worshiping Charlie Kirk's murder. Here it is right here. This is the account. He's worshiping Charlie Kirk's murder. He's going on and on and on about left-wing violence and the gun violence and how bad gun violence is in America.
He shoots up a thing.
And then he takes a gun and he goes and shoots up an ABC news station. Look at this. Our thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family. May the prudence of this cost-benefit analysis of 2A rights versus school shootings live forever.
Right? So, obviously, Charlie Kirk died. School shooting. Guess we got to ban guns. And then he goes and shoots up a thing.
Dude,
insane.
He's the dude who just shot up a local news station. Man suspected of firing 3 shots into the window of ABC affiliate in California after Kimmel decision is a former.
We really need to literally get on top of this. Every single one of us. Like, people keep asking me, like, I see people in chat all the time. Who do you think is going to be the one to take over for Charlie Kirk? And I don't just mean as the CEO for Turning Point USA, which is going to be his widow. Bro, we all need to. Every single one of us. We all need to take over for Charlie Kirk. All of us. Like, dude, they killed him. They fucking killed this man. They killed a guy that, we look up to and stuff, and they killed him. And he could have been any of us. They could have killed any one of us and supported it the same way. Like, this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. This is fucking insanity. And it's so obvious and out in the open now. Like, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. There have been 10 terrorist attacks in response to a terrorist attack killing Charlie Kirk. Like, there's no reason why this shouldn't be taken as, like, an actual national security threat. I think Trump labeling Antifa as a terrorist organization, that is the smallest of steps. The smallest of steps. This shit needs to get absolutely obliterated from public life. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? They'll call him a fascist, but they need to fucking get together and they need to actually enforce the law. There's a reason why we have laws. Again, not supporting fascism, but I don't think enforcing laws that exist is fascism. I think that's living in a society.
Our Teachers Union legislative director, whose X feed is filled with far left-wing rhetoric. We need to have a real conversation. By the way, here's his Act Blue. These are all of his donations.
Yeah, I really wish people would be more on top of this. Like, I think the number one threat that we face as a nation is leftists. All right, is leftists. Like, violent ones, especially, but leftists. Like, the propaganda machine, the whitewashing of actual criminality so that more crimes can happen. Like, we got to do something about this. This is literally, these are people that are, in my opinion, directly sworn enemies of Western civilization. And that's why you have the Gay Islam Alliance. Look, man, Islam would kill you if you were gay, but they support Islam because at least they hate the West. Like, and we're literally doing that in real time. And people need to notice this is fucking crazy.
To Democrats. It goes on for 178 entries. So page after page after page of donations to Democrats.
Yep.
It is long past time to have a national conversation about left-wing violence.
Yep.
It is out of control.
Yep.
His X account is literally terroristic threatening. I thought this was a banger, and it looks like I'm right. Doing well. Just posted it. Charlie Kirk assassinated by the...
Yeah, I showed that. And basically every person on the left, and then the left is committing more violent acts and screaming for both sides need to tone down the rhetoric. What an absolute sick joke. But anyway, I felt like I needed to do this video because I personally am so fucking tired. I am so fucking tired of this whole idea. This idea is so infuriatingly tiring, bro, that both sides need to turn down the rhetoric. Gunman yells free Palestine and then shoots up a wedding at New Hampshire. Literally, what the fuck are we doing? Literally, what the fuck are we doing? Get the fuck out of the country, man. Bro, free Palestine, shoot up a wedding? Go to fucking Palestine. Why are you here? Literally, get out. Don't care. Holy fucking shit. It's insufferable on every fucking level that we need to deal with this shit. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed. God is good, but we absolutely need to pick up the fight ourselves. We need to pick up the microphone and we need to actually say what we think. And yes, they'll cancel you, but their words mean nothing. Like, they'll call you a Nazi, but they already want you dead. So, hey, they'll just tell you what they're already thinking. See you in the next one. I pray to God we can find our way out of this. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.